mothership. Here we go, guys. Party People Network. You could have been anywhere in the world, but we're so glad that you made it back here for another ride on the mothership known as Party People. Yes, sir. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes. Yes. Guys, welcome, welcome. Again, give yourselves a round of applause.
Party People.
Yes, Party People Network, guys. Look, you could have been anywhere in the world, but we're so glad that you made it here for another ride on the mothership known as Party People Network. I am Mark Dean, a.k.a. Dean Dizzle.
And I am Tigger Bounce, a.k.a.
Yes, and we are the collective known as Party People. And guys, look, we appreciate the love and support. We ask that you hit the thumbs up button, like, follow, subscribe, wherever you watch Party People, especially on our YouTube channel. And we are streaming live, guys, on Facebook. So under Mardine, guys, you can watch live and in living color here for the Party People Network. Look, we have a very, very special guest with us today on Party People Network. And he is, when I say a legend in the Southern Soul music community and all over, this guy really needs no introduction. He is, like I said, a legend in the music and entertainment. And he has a world-renowned podcast. And it is the Southern Soul Podcast. And he has hundreds, thousands of followers, fans, and he has given and contributed so much to helping expand the brand, the culture, and just really showcasing and highlighting up-and-coming entertainers, up-and-coming artists, performers, promoters across the board. This gentleman, and by the way, he is a homeboy as well. One of my elders that I salute from Tuskegee, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduced to some, and already I'm going to let you know who this guy is. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only Cadillac Man, guys. Give it up, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Cadillac Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to Party People Network, Cadillac. So glad and it's an honor to have you on the show with us tonight.
It's an honor to be here, my brother. Appreciate the love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Cadillac, man, I tell you, it would probably take a couple of episodes to really get the whole picture of what you do and how you do it. But let's take it back to the beginning. How did Cadillac start and where did you get the kickoff? What lit the spark for Cadillac Man?
Okay, it started way back in 2017, like I say, in our hometown in Tuskegee, Alabama. I was the
Yes, sir. Yeah. Right.
what I did. I was releasing a lot of novelty tunes then because I didn't quite understand the business, and I just kept pushing. I just started networking, and we didn't have a King George back then. We didn't have an 803. When I came off the porch, the biggest artist in the game was Tucker. And old legends like Willie Clayton and Lomax and O.B. Buchanan and Lattimore and Bobby Rush. Right. So I just kept growing, and eventually I found out that on this music journey that it was imperative that I learned the music business. Because for every artist who don't know on this journey, this journey is like a candle. After so many years, it happens sooner for some, later for others, but it happened to everybody. It would teeter out. What I mean, the phones will stop ringing. You won't get as many bookings, not because you're a bad artist, it's that you don't ran your course, your season. You have your seasons. And then you got a lot of up-and-coming artists behind you who are very talented, more creative, might have a bigger team behind them, and they're going to have their run. So what keeps you? So you have to find ways to keep yourself relevant. So the music business has a name. Show business is a compound word for a reason. A lot of artists know the show side, which is only 10%, and the business side is 90%. So a lot of artists don't know the business side. So I got smart and realized that just because I wasn't performing as often as I had to, so I got creative and realized I'm pretty good with words. I'm a wordsmith. I know the music business. So start your podcast. And so far, I've interviewed over 253 artists. And some of those artists I've interviewed went on to become headliners, like Mr. Breeze. If you're gonna love me too much, he came on my podcast in 2023. And then I started a music marketing service where I have a package deal where artists can send their music to 27 FM radio stations along with 27 major DJs. Then I put on another hat. I'm a promoter because I know how to promote.
Right.
And I know the dynamics of and I got a big selection. All I got to get this composition, and I got a ton of artists that I can reach out when I need to put on a show. And speaking of a show, you and T will be invited as well. March 21st, right here in Opelika, Alabama, going to be the first annual Southern Soul Podcast Festival. And so far, I had artists have committed. They're coming all the way from Oklahoma. One lady called for yesterday from California. Got a few coming from Virginia. So, and each artist will receive a certificate of appreciation on that night. So that's what I did. I just found a way to stay relevant, and you're gonna find out as you get older. You know, I'm a little older than you guys. I'm 68, going on 68. You're gonna find out when you get a little older, it's not as much fun traveling up and down the highways and byways as it was when I was in my 30s and 40s.
Wow.
And so that's why you need to know that's why artists need to know how to get their paperwork right and get their music registered in 6 different ways so that they can at least generate some royalties where the music business can still be paying you. And and my podcast is monetized. I monetized my podcast. I stepped out on faith and I charged $25 an interview. And I only had one artist say, "Why should I pay you $25?" And I told him, "You don't have to pay me $25. Have a good day." But what's understood don't need to be so what's understood don't have to be explained. I run a business over it. It's a business. That's why they call it show business. The business side, a podcast. I grew up in a generation where right in our hometown, Tuskegee, Alabama, WBIL, artists back in them days, you couldn't put a face to it. They call it broadcasting. Right. You can hear them on air, but you couldn't see the face. But today, with modern technology, we can do a podcast where you can hear the artist, you can put a face to the artist. So that's all I'm doing. I just tapped in on this modern technology and say, I'm doing a business, I'm rendering a service, I'm promoting, and I'm branding that artist's brand. I'm highlighting his or her music. So it's a business. But any artist that's serious about their craft, they understand that it's a business.
Yes, indeed.
You don't invest in yourself. Like the equipment you got, nobody gave you that equipment, the setup you got. You have to invest in yourself on this journey.
Yes, indeed. Well, look, first of all, before I ask any other question, I want to give you a salute and commend you because you just gave some jewels. Just explaining the journey. And, we always say this on Party People. Part of the platform is to also let people know that, yes, because we have a lot of aspiring artists, just like they watch you and they tune into you. But in this thing, in the entertainment industry, it's the end result that you normally see. A lot of people, they don't see, okay, well, what's the first step? And that's the illusion of it. Some people think they could go from 1 to 100 real quick because they see it. Oh, this the result. I can do that right now. No, but they got to understand, like you said, it's a compound. It's show business.
Well, can I interject a moment?
Yeah.
And this ain't no shame to anyone, but it's been my experience. Everybody who call himself an artist is not an artist. I mean, because a lot of people can talk, can't walk the walk. They don't realize being a true artist has to be a calling on your life.
Right.
It has to be one of your many purposes, because if you don't, you're going to fall by the wayside, because it's not a smooth ride. It's a bumpy ride. There's a lot of sacrifice. There's a lot of work. You got to take a lot of constructive criticism, pay a lot of dues. And a lot of artists just jump off the porch and get excited because they got a microphone in their hand and they think that's all it entails. No, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of rejections. You're going to get more no's than you get yeses. So the only thing going to sustain you is that it has to be you got to love this thing for the duration of your life like a fat boy love cake. Why you think that? Matter of fact, I'm glad we're on this topic. This is the only profession that I know of where a person can work up to their 80s and 90s. B.B. King was performing all the way up to his late 90s, late 80s. You know, it's not like when you get 65 or 67 in the workforce, then you say retire. Artists can perform. Look at Ed, he's in his mid-80s. With the OJs, he's still touring around the world. You can't do that in the workforce. So the music, that's why it's a calling on your life. That most artists that's a true artist, they're going to do this thing till the day they die. Yes, that's true. Very true. Very true. It's like you said, purpose. Purpose driven. You just can't do it. You just can't do it for the sake of show, the show side. No. When you start going through the bad contracts, when you start not getting the kind of money, when you start driving up and down the highway, when you start having promoters not paying you, when you start having people hating on you, what's going to sustain you is the love and the passion for this thing. And that's going to come from the intestinal fortitude from that. That's when you're going to realize that this is that one. It's not the only one, but it's one of the many callings that God going to. And then eventually it has to get to the point where your artistry has to become your ministry. That might be a little different. Oh, hey, look again. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this to that. These are things I'm going to say, Cadillac. And like you said, it's easy to get caught up in the other side of it. That get lost in translation to a lot, especially for up and coming artists. And even for those that are in it, sometimes the distractions of that can take you off course. But like you said, you have to keep that at the core, knowing that, hey, they're cheaper hobbies as well. Right. And you have to understand that, man, you have to have a love and knowing, and at first understanding that where the gift came from, understanding that and putting that in perspective will help you keep you on course, because it's not for the faint. It's not for the faint. You have to, those are the things that will fuel you when you're going through the hills and you're going through the valleys. Those are the things that will help you stay on course. And guys, for all of you up and coming artists that are out there, these are jewels. So hey, if you got a notebook, you need to be taking notes. Okay. Again, we are on with the legendary Cadillac man. Now, Cadillac, last time we talked, which was a while back, you had a special thing, but you got several things that I know you got going on. But I want to touch back on that because you kind of touched on it about knowing your purpose. And in this, I know you was telling me about you had written a prayer, right? You had written a prayer. I composed a Southern Soul Traveling Grace Prayer, and I was trying to I'm contemplating on getting a trademark because I was, like I said, when I came off the porch, I was on the road every Friday, every Saturday. I was in North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, and interstates, highways, byways, back roads, county roads, dirt roads. But every road I travel on, I used to see roadside memorials. And I told my girl one day, I said, it get real in the field.
Yeah.
She said, what you mean?
Right.
I said, this highway is a battlefield. People are dying out here. So every time an artist get in his or her vehicle, we're putting our life on the line to go entertain our fans. So that's why the prayer went, I like the prayer go like this. Every pray for all Southern Soul artists as they travel them down the dangerous Southern Soul highways to go entertain their Southern Soul fans. Let every Southern Soul fan say amen. Because we need prayers from our fans as well as we need to pray for ourselves on this Southern Soul travel. Because right now, as we speak, today is Friday. The music business is like a fraternity or sorority for real. It's just a music. So we got brothers and sisters in this industry right now on the road right now. Right. King George is traveling somewhere right now to go to a show. Chances are 803 got a show somewhere. All your headliners somewhere. All our headliners in this game for them it's fair to say got a show somewhere on any Friday. Right. And that requires traveling, either flying in the air or on the ground. But people need to realize that they're putting their okay, let me give an example. Let me give you a real clear example on how important it is to pray for our fans, to pray for us, to pray for ourselves. Right. We're gonna go back. I also do history. I always study my history because history repeats itself with my predecessor. One of the greatest of all time, the late great Otis Redding. Okay. Otis died. Otis, a lot of folks don't know how Otis died. They think he just died in an airplane crash. But do you want to know the real reason he died that day? I'm gonna put it out there. Otis and James Brown was having a discussion about that plane. Right. Okay. So Otis told James Brown these words. He said, and I quote, "I have never let my fans down yet, and I ain't gonna start today." So, and he got on that plane on that fateful day to go to please his fans and died less than 20, 30 minutes away from landing to get to some part of Wisconsin. But he died, but come hell or high water, he wasn't doing it for the money because he was at 26, he was already wealthy. That was his own personal airplane that he was flying on. Right. Like he said, his exact word, "I have never let my fans down before, and I'm not gonna start today." So in the process of going to fly to go to satisfy his fans, he died. That's why it's so important for the fans to pray for us, because every time we go back and forth to entertain y'all, we're putting our life on the line. Right. Wow. I mean, that is real. I mean, every time, because hey, you got to get there. You got to get to your destination. And it gets real in the field. All you got to do on any interstate, just look side the road. You're going to see those roadside memorials to let you know that somebody lost their life on this highway right there today. Not today, but at some point in time. Yeah, and it could have been you, and it could have been me. Yeah, you're right, Cadillac. I was telling T was talking offline, and I was just saying a little earlier, coming to do this, man. I think back as you get older, you think about the things your elders used to tell you. And so my grandmother, she taught me how to drive, right? But I remember her saying, she was like, boy, she said, remember, you got to drive for yourself and others. Defensive driving, they call it. Yeah, you got to drive for yourself and others. So yeah, but that is so very true, man. In this, you have to understand that every day, while people are off, they're off going to somewhere for entertainment, but hey, you're going to work, you're going to do your job, you have to be there. And that's one of the things, that's the sacrifice part of it, in understanding that, hey, for the fans, you want to be there to because the fans, they support you. So you want to say, okay, hey, I got to be there and deliver, do the show, entertain, because that is part of
the job. That's part of the occupation, and that is what comes along with it. And like you said, you have to, in all things, like you said, keep him first. So I definitely want to again give you props for that. And
since we're on this topic, but how important it is for our fans to keep us up in prayer. Look at Buddy Holiday, Big Papa, okay, Leonard Skinner, and the list goes on. How many artists? What's that artist's name?
Angie Stone.
The late great Angie Stone.
Yeah.
And the list goes on of how many artists, black and white, all the different genre of music have died going to entertain their fans. So that's why it's show business, but in between that, it's life is a business. You got to be about the business of living. So life gonna do life on life turn, but everybody look at the glory side of it, the fun side, but they don't realize that every time we get on that road to go to a show, our life is on the line. Like the next morning while your fans in bed sleeping, after a night's concert, you back on that dang road heading home again.
Back on the road, definitely. So that is, and that's part of it. That's part of the business and understanding that dynamic of it. Where in understanding again, making sure that you don't let the distractions become your priorities, keeping that first. So again, Cadillac, that is important, and to let not just the artists in the community here know, but definitely to let the fans know that when we truly say we appreciate your support, all the viewers and the fans and the followers, man, we mean that from the bottom of our hearts. And your support helps keep us going, and like you said, hitting the road to come and give you a show that you can enjoy, and definitely to entertain you and the public. So again, but Cadillac, that is awesome, man. And some other things that you have going on as far as, now we talked about the promotions and the marketing, but now we're gonna put on your artist hat now, Cadillac. Let's talk about the single that you have right now that has been catching and has been creating a buzz, man. Let's talk about Southern Soul Rock and the origins of that, and how did that come to be, sir?
Okay, Southern Soul Rock, I'm old school. I came in the game where, I grew up rocking to Johnny Taylor and Michael Womack and Al Green and Tyrone Davis. So, I had my fedora hat on. I got my GQ slack and slip. So I got this one lady on my team. She used to work at one of the records, and she said, Kelly, she said, her name is Angela. She do all of my graphic for me. She said, you need to reinvent yourself. So I said, what do you mean, Angela? She said, well, right now, trail riding songs is so trendy. She said, you need to go get with the trend. Stop going against the grain. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. She said, if you notice Tony Mono, Nephew Jones, and 803, she said, everybody got a cowboy boots, Daisy do some kind of trail riding song. I said, what do you mean I got to wear a cowboy hat and cowboy boots? She said, I said, no. So I tried the cowboy hat on. I tried the boots on. I hated it. So I had to sit down and come up with some kind of trail riding song, cowboy boots, Daisy boot. She got a black hat. She got a belt to match. So anyway, I put the song. So one day I was sitting down and I saw a gospel group, and I come from Quartet, and they went into a track.
Right.
So I sent that video to shout out to D4. I said, listen to that. I want you to enhance that and put a spin on that beat for me. He got back with me. We agreed on it. I went to Uniontown Music, Montgomery, we recorded. I put it out. I promoted it, and so about a month after I released the song, a young lady went in my DM they call it Demetrius Hill, aka Black Bunny from Fayetteville, North Carolina. She said, Cadillac man, I hope you don't get mad at me. I said, why? She said, she said, last week I was in my kitchen on YouTube and a song came on called Southern Soul Rock and it made me feel so good. She said, I started screaming. She said, her daughter ran downstairs and said, Mama, what's wrong with you? She said, listen to this song. And her daughter, they made a line dance song in the kitchen that day. And they sent me a video of it. Then they said, well, when you going to come and see us, Mr. Cadillac? I said, well, when you get somebody to book me. A week later, them girls went around and found a local community, a local promoter in their community who booked me, brought me up there for that Thursday. My show was that Friday. When I got there, they met me at the hotel. They took me out to Texas Roadhouse. When I got to the parking lot that night, I was the only artist. I was a headliner. The parking lot was packed. I got in, the building was packed. And when I got through doing my show about 12:30 that night, the girl started crying. She said, where you going? I said, I got to go back to my room. She said, I got about 50 more of my friends on the road coming to see you now.
Wow.
Right. Wow. So big shout out to the GWV Steppers up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, man. They showed me the kind of love, man, that I have never experienced in my 9 years as an artist.
Wow. Well, hey, we wanna salute, shout out to the line dancers.
Big shout out to the GWV Steppers and more importantly, the young lady Demetrius Hill, aka Black Bunny, and her daughter A2 Smooth. Man, they showed me so much love. That girl promoted this thing. She went out and contacted every line dancing organization that she could touch in South Carolina and North. So when I got there, it was about 4 or 5 other different line dancing organizations from different cities. And she had took the time and she had taught all those line dancers how to do my Southern Soul Rock dance.
Wow.
If you go on my page, you'll see the video. Sylvester College, just go down, you'll see it. They were rocking.
Yes. All right.
If you don't mind me doing this, because somebody might be saying, well, I ain't never heard of Southern Soul Rock. We're going to let them hear some of it.
Okay. Go right ahead. All right. Southern Soul Rock. Cadillac Man.
All right, if you got good knees like Tay Cheese, down, really easy. I think that young lady, they put even though I got an official line dance for it, I still don't know how to do it because I got 2 left feet. But they will be at the podcast festival March 21st. They're going to drive 7 hours down to Opelika. They're going to get behind me at the event and they're going to perform it live at the show.
Okay, well, awesome, guys. Well, hey, again, that was Southern Soul Rock by Cadillac Man, and that's available on all the major platforms.
All
So
digital platforms.
yeah, so guys, download it if you haven't done it, man. Hey, I was looking for my tambourine for a minute, Cadillac. I didn't have it nearby. I was trying to see if I could give a tambourine where I can, like that, man. Yes, sir.
Well, that
yes,
ain't
sir.
all it'll make you do. It'll make you do the Baptist hop too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Well, hey, Cadillac, man, that definitely, man, is, dude. Hey, that's Southern Soul Rock is rocking, definitely rocking.
Yeah, I believe in it wholeheartedly. I think that if I ever get my first hit song, that will be the song. I just got to push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, and keep pushing it.
Right. And you definitely hit on something, and definitely you've been dropping jewels throughout this entire interview for aspiring artists. On the promotional side of things, you said something right there, and I want you to kind of elaborate on it just a little bit in terms of pushing and knowing the process. Sometimes, and what I've seen and experienced is that in this thing, of course, like we have the podcast, we have accessibility like this, but that could get lost in translation. But it's a combination of utilizing the tried and true. Like you mentioned several things about saying, hey, going, performing, connecting in person with the artist. Like you said, the young lady reached out to you when she heard it, and then you connected with her. How important is that in terms of say having a song, or say you got a song potentially on that level, the importance of the promotions and that process? How important is that?
Okay, if you have to fall back, and I get a lot of up and coming artists haven't got to this point yet. I've learned through trial and error. You get to a point where when you really feel like you got something, that you got a song that has hit potential, you have to fall back. Then you have to come up with a budget, because you got to invest in yourself. You got to come up with a budget. Everybody got different budgets, and then you have to fall back and strategize your movement. You have to play chess and not checkers. In other words, if I got $300 or $400 to invest, if I'm gonna push it to a DJ, put that kind of money to a DJ who has a big following,
right?
Or have a lot of influence in the Southern Soul. Like, I can put his name out here because I'm speaking facts. DJ Trucker, he's well known in the Southern Soul industry. DJ Dirty, all them guys got big followers. They're well known by all your major promoters. Trucker work at a radio stations too now. So if you're gonna put some money, and here for the record, it doesn't guarantee anything, fans, but it puts more odds in your favor. And another strategy that I use is a young lady called Lawson. She got millions of followers. She lives in near Sylacauga, Alabama, and she's well known. And she's hosted. She get booked to host on all your major Southern Soul shows. Not the keyword major, so that means she's well known by your major players in the industry.
Right.
I gave her a total of about $300 or $400, and she played that song in her car. She had a tambourine, like you were saying, beating her tambourine down the street and singing my song. And 1 week, I had over 87,000 views from that.
Wow.
So you have to strategize. Make sure you put it in the hands of people who got big followers, who are well connected in the Southern Soul industry, and then only then will you stand a chance. Again, for the record, ain't nothing guaranteed but that, but you stand a better chance if you do it that way. And then you have to also understand that a song got a lifespan, like a human being got a lifespan, a car got a lifespan, everything that has a purpose in this world got a lifespan. So you just don't put a song out and think it's gonna pop a year from now. Sometimes it took I did my research. A lot of people don't know it took Pokebell 8 years before Side Piece became as big as hit. It took Running Bell, I Paid the Shipper Call 7 years. So on that note, for up and coming artists who don't know this, they think that they put out a song, it ought to pop next week. Or no,
Right.
sometimes you have to put that song 7 and 8 years before it becomes
Mm-hmm.
your biggest hit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And,
Exactly.
but here's the ticket though. The good thing about that, all it takes is one hit to put you on the map. Once
Right.
you get that one hit that'll put you on the map and your phone start blowing up, then the promoter's gonna look for you. Now you got the exposure. Now you got the fan base. Now you know that every demographic. Now you're a household name. So that's one song is what it's gonna take. That's why you got to keep plugging and keep plugging and keep pushing and strategize your promotion and fall back and be patient. And for God's sake, don't keep putting out a song every week, because the song that might be your hit song, you push it 2 months and then now you threw another song out. And that song is trash. So you put another song out. Nobody listened to it. But the one you throw away the first, if you had kept pushing it, that would have probably been your hit song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And that is one of, like you said, having that balance and understanding, okay, well, on it, like you said, and you said, a jewel, man, it's not checkers, it's chess.
Right. You got to strategize every promotional movement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Exactly. And let me interject for some new artists. What I mean by that, even with promotional shows, strategize that. What you mean, Cadillac? Well, don't drive 8 or 9 hours just to open for somebody who got less fans than you got.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Hey, we gone. Okay. We gonna salute on that. Cadillac, all of that is a testament to, and what you've been really, like you said, really ministering, having a minute, using it as a ministry to let the up and coming artists, aspiring artists, understand that is what is, it has to be involved if you're trying to be successful in this business known as the music business, entertainment business.
And they also need to know that never come, and I say never, and I say this publicly, and I challenge anyone to make the difference on this. Never chase the money. When you come in this music business, chase your dream, and then the money will catch you one day. Chase your dream and perfect your craft and work on your craft, and you're going to get the money. But if you're just chasing the money, that means you're coming in with expectations. So you're telling yourself, in a year from now, I'm going to be at $10,000. Okay, a year go by, 2 years go by, you still at 500. 10 years go by, now you still at 500. Okay, now you ready to throw in the towel because you came in with the wrong concept. Don't chase the money, chase your dream.
Right. Wow. Okay. Hey, all I can say is let the catch say amen. On that, no doubt. Again, guys, listen. This right here is what this is what it's all about. And I wanna tell you, and I want to let everyone know right here. I want to put it out here. Tig concur with me that Cadillac, when we was beginning our journey, man, this gentleman right here was one of the first to definitely say, hey, I see what you're doing. Y'all remember to do this. Don't get caught up in this, in that, in the other. And those things have become a distinct part of what Party People is about as well. So I want to definitely thank you, Cadillac man. And it goes a little deeper than that, but hey, that could be a whole nother interview for that. Yes. But most definitely, man, we definitely appreciate you, and I think the Southern Soul community appreciates. And speaking of that, Cadillac, you have some major events, and you touched on it, but I want you to take this time out and talk about the major event that's about to take place and what the catalyst is going to be for that, and moving forward, how you're going to be spreading it out, spreading your brand, and just hey, keep taking it on, pushing it to another level. Cadillac, tell us about that.
Are you referring to the podcast festival?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
exactly.
Thank you. The podcast festival, one day I was sitting in my office and I was going out my composition tablet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going, and each name of each artist, I got a number. And I realized that I had sat in this office and interviewed individually over 250 some artists, people that I've gotten to know from a deeper level because I interviewed them. And by the same token, they became acquainted with me as well. So since all these artists know of me and I know of them, and I got all their contact information, I said, well, once I looked at the list where I got nominated as Podcast of the Year, they had Vicky P, they had Real to Real, they had Lady Somebody, about 8 or 9 other podcasters. I said, wow, let me think outside the box. So I said, let me come up with the first annual Southern Soul Podcast Festival where I can invite each artist that I've interviewed. So if they don't come, they still gonna get an invite, and then I'm gonna give them a certificate of appreciation. And then I went in my pocket and I hired a professional music consultant, Miss Stone. She's from Atlanta, Georgia. She's gonna be there putting artists up on the business side. I got Vicky P, who's a very popular podcaster. She called me and told me that she was going to come out and support me. And so I invited all the other podcasters, Real to Real. I don't know whether to be there, but I had promoters. So whatever, it's going to be a networking event. We're going to have promoters there. We're going to have DJ. Matter of fact, I got a DJ Ike Block. I don't know whether you know him. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's going to fly all the way down from Milwaukee to come do this event. And I already got my local DJ hired, but what we're going to do, we're going to let him hook up his equipment with my official DJ so that he can DJ that night as well, because most of the people in there have submitted their music to him. So it's I'm hoping that it'll grow and get bigger and bigger each year. But in closing, my primary purpose for what I do now on this journey is I'm working on my legacy. As you know, I'll be 68. I'll be 68 years old this month. So I think every artist should focus on his or her legacy, that when you get to the end of your Southern Soul journey, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to remember as an artist that was an asshole, or an artist that was always a troublemaker, or an artist that always did what he could to uplift another artist along the way? And that's what I want. So I'm working on my legacy. What mark did you leave in the music industry? Well, I interviewed artists, and I put up a lot of artists up on the business, on the knowledge, the business of music business.
Okay. Well, hey, again,
and let me say this. And let me say this, Dean.
Okay.
This is gonna fascinate some people. I became a smart student and became a student like this because the host that hosted me, Dean Dizzle, back in the 4th grade, I don't know whether Tig know this, his father was my teacher in the 4th grade.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The late great Mr. Eddie Mallett.
Yeah. Wow. Man, I tell you that, and that goes to show you that, you know, in this community, you know, like they say, 6-7 degrees of separation from, like, in the world. Like you're like 6 to 7 people away from knowing everyone in the world. In this community is really 1 degree of separation. And I'm just fortunate, and I know T, man, we're just fortunate to be like they say, the young folks, they say, oh, it's a great time to be alive. You know, it is truly for me, in our journey as we have matriculated through, to be in the midst of not just great artists, but great people.
True.
Great people. People and this you know, and we've always talked about, you know, Southern Soul, it's been around. It's not like it's just a Johnny come lately. It's been around, it is the fundamental foundation for a lot of the popular things that you're hearing. It's been there. And right here, you know, and it's grassroots, and you know, it's just a beautiful thing right now that we're seeing. And so again, Cadillac, I want to take this time out to definitely salute you and thank you for what you're doing, contributing to the platform, contributing to the genre, contributing to the entire scope of Southern Soul. And like you said, you're definitely building. You're not in the process. You're creating, you're building a legacy, and you're opening up the door where there's more opportunities, there's more accessibility, there's more exposure for those that are aspiring. And like I said, it's a great time to be live. So again, we want to thank you. I know Cadillac. I know, man. I know you on the go. You're a busy man. So again, we want to thank you for taking the time out. And anything outside of that, man, how can the people stay in contact with Cadillac Man?
Great. You can go in my DM, as long as it's serious inquiries only. You can go in my DM. You can. My number is 334-306-0176, or you can go to my booking website, CadillacMan.org.
Okay. CadillacMan.org. You heard it right here, guys. You heard it right here. Well, look, man, ain't nothing left to be said that ain't already been said. And we want to again.
I want everybody that's tuned in to this live, to this interview, if you're near and far and you ain't got nothing to do, come on out to this great networking event, March 21st in Opelika, Alabama. It's going to be a good meet and greet, networking, and then we're going to end the night by celebrating my 68th birthday, a red and black affair. So please, come near, come far. You don't have to be a star. Just come.
All right. And hey, we're going to say this. He going to be 68 years young. That old man, young, baby, young. So that's how we do it. Yes, indeed. So look, guys, show your love again for the one and only Cadillac Man. Yes, indeed. Look, guys, Party People Network, we want to thank our guest again, Cadillac Man. For all of the people, the supporters, the followers, we want to say thank you, man. Hit the thumbs up button, like, follow, subscribe, man. Reach out to us on our social networks, Party People, at Party People, our YouTube channel, also Party People Network on TikTok, as well as Party People, Mark Dean Music on Facebook, Ticker Bounce Music on Facebook as well. And hey, wherever you want. And people, you know how you spell people. It's Peepal. That's Party People Network, Party People Entertainment, guys. We love y'all.
I said, can Tickle hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. I appreciate you sitting in on this interview today, and thanks for your love and support and being a part of my journey as well. All right.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Honored to be here, man.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, again, Cadillac Man, Party People Network. We love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We out, guys. We'll see y'all. Another episode, guys. Yes, sir.